What would you do if I told you that you had an opportunity to learn from someone who represented a foundation that had over $10 billion worth of net asset and that gave away a large percentage of that money every single year? Would you be interested in hearing what they had to say? Well, guess what? I have an opportunity for you to learn from Leslie Ito, who worked for the Ford Foundation. And this is a foundation that has a large surplus of money, as you can imagine. But not only did she work for the Ford Foundation, she also worked for the Los Angeles County Arts Commission and another California-based foundation called the California Community Foundation. She's going to bring to you a wealth of knowledge and information and insight to help you with your grant writing efforts. I had the privilege of getting a chance to interview her and to ask her a number of questions, and Leslie just brought just a handful of information that was so helpful that I know once you get it, it's going to help you with your grant writing efforts. Now, why would it be important for you to hear from someone of her caliber? Well, let me tell you a number of reasons. First, you're getting ready to get a chance to hear directly from someone who's helped to issue out millions of dollars every single year. You're going to get a chance to hear what she says is important. You see, there are some things that are important that you should be aware of as a grant seeker that only those that are giving out the money really knows. And in this wonderful interview that you're going to get a chance to listen to, you're going to get a chance to hear Leslie share some of that insight of what you need to do to be properly prepared to win as much money from a foundation as you possibly can. I asked Leslie a number of important questions, and she shared with me some things that I just found so helpful. In fact, you're going to get a chance to learn about 5 things that you should do and know before you ask a funder for a single penny. You know, you never know what mistakes you're making sometimes until somebody points it out. And I know there were a number of mistakes that when I was first starting out and doing grant writing that I was making, and I was unaware that I was making them. But when you get a chance to hear this interview, Leslie's going to share with you what's most important to most funders. In fact, I asked her, I said, what's the single most important advice you could give to somebody that's doing grant writing? And she shares that insight on this video, and I know it's going to help you. Not only does she share that type of insight, she also shares insight about what your organization needs to do and how it needs to prepare itself in case the funder wants to visit you. Did you know that funders oftentimes will come and visit some of those prospective applicants that are applying for grants? When they really get serious about thinking about giving you funding, they actually start kicking the tires. Yes, they want to make sure that your organization is really an organization that they want to make an investment into. And that's why it's going to be important for you to know what your agency needs to do to be properly prepared for a visit from the funder. If you get this right, it can help to increase your chances of getting more funding. But if you get this wrong, go to the back of the line. Yes, go to the back of the line, because in the funder's eyes, your application is going to go from one level, maybe a level A, to maybe a level C if you get this wrong. That's why you want to make sure that you find out what she has to say about making sure that your organization does a site visit properly. I also got a chance to ask her about some common mistakes that she often sees. And this may surprise you, but I know a number of agencies that make the mistake that Leslie make mention of in this video that often cripple their chances of getting funded. They don't realize that the funder is looking from one perspective, but they're often looking from another perspective. And let me tell you the perspective that most grant seekers are looking for. They're trying to get as much money as possible, which I don't blame them. You should be trying to get as much money as possible. But they also make certain alterations when they start trying to receive as much money as possible. And sometimes they cut some corners that they don't realize that's really hurting them. And Leslie exposes this in the video, and she shares some insight about what funders communicate about amongst themselves. I'm not sure if you know it, but funders do talk. They are a small, tight-knit community, and they communicate with each other oftentimes about your applications and about you. And you may be surprised about this, but they are communicating. So you want to make sure that you are using this to your advantage, not to your disadvantage. This is going to help you so much. When you get this actual product, you're going to get a chance to listen to it instantly, because once you purchase this, you're going to gain instant access. It's going to take you, and this is going to be added to your library. When you get into the library, you're going to be able to download the transcriptions that you see right next to me on the picture. You're going to be able to download it. So every single word for this particular session that I had with Leslie is actually recorded. So you're going to have it in the transcription. You're going to also get a chance to hear it, and you're going to see it because it's in a video format, and you will be able to download the video if you like. This is a great tool that you'll be able to use to maybe train your staff or your team. In addition to that, you're going to also get some colorful handouts with the slides, so you'll be able to take notes if you'd like to add some additional notes in addition to the transcriptions that you also have. After I interview Leslie, I then come back and I will share with you some post commentary on what was said. I will lift up and highlight a few things that were really important that I want to make sure that you pay close attention to and that you don't miss. So take advantage of this resource. It's going to be well worth your while. Leslie has helped a number of people with this resource. Literally thousands of people have been helped with their grant writing efforts by listening to this. And it doesn't just focus solely on grant writing. It also kind of talks about the grant development process, which is also very important. She also shares some insight about what you need to do once you get funded as well, that most people miss, but we want to also make sure that we pay close attention to. So order right now. Take advantage of this great resource. This resource took us literally, looking back at the transcriptions that we had to compile, the PowerPoint slides, the recording, the editing, all of that, it took us literally about 10 hours to produce this product. Even if you were just paying us minimum wage at $10 an hour, this product would come up to $100 or more. But we put more than that time into it, and we know that this resource is going to help you, because if it can open up just one door to help you get funded, it will be well worth it. So make the investment into yourself right now. Get this information and let it help to transform your grant development and grant seeking efforts so that you too can get funded. Purchase now. Have a good one.